So in the network security world, it's interesting. I just seen an advertisement. It was in CRN magazine. Yeah, CRN. A company makes and selling some kind of spam appliance. Said that the average company spends $700 per year per user on spam. So if you've got 100 employees, spam is costing your business around $70,000 a year. I don't know how accurate that is. I know spam has, and malicious email, all that sort of thing, has been a big problem for companies, large and small, and even individuals. One of the things that we use right here at Frugal Brothers is a product called MailEssentials from GFI. We're actually a reseller of the product. And the reason I'm bringing that up because GFI just released MailEssentials version 14. There is no version 13. They went from 12 to 14. This is a product that is used by thousands of companies all over America and Europe and in the emerging markets of the world. And MailEssentials is a very, very solid product. So when they came out with version 14, it's pretty excited because of some of the changes. And one of the big things in version 14, I'm going to kind of just recap for you, what's new about version 14, is what they call Spam Razor. And I believe that it's essentially, if you've not heard of it, it's called Vipul's Razor. And what that is kind of a constantly updated database of trustworthy and not trustworthy IP addresses out there in a nutshell. And GFI has now added that Razor capability to MailEssentials. So it is actually an additional layer of defense, another spam engine, if you will, in addition to things like Bayesian analysis and DNS blacklists and SUBRL real-time lists, all that sort of thing. So this is yet another layer of protection. So, but talking about this, okay, the Spam Razor is now built into MailEssentials. GFI has done a really good job of giving now a dashboard that kind of shows you the metrics of what's going on with inbound, outbound email, spam detection rates, all that sort of thing. It's a lot friendlier and easier to use than what was under version 12. Here's a big thing, performance. They're always looking at ways to tweak the performance of the applications. So what they're doing is, they're hooking right into the SMTP protocol of Exchange. I mean, MailEssentials just hooks right into good old Exchange. And what that does, that the mail server doesn't have to download all the email, then the anti-spam engine do its thing. It can be doing it in a simultaneous fashion, and that makes everything faster. They've added new spam reporting on here, so now you can get daily reports of what's going on with the spam, how many emails were received, and how many emails were identified as spam and filtered and that sort of thing. That's up there. I did a video, I believe, about reverse DNS or NDR spam, non-deliverable reports, which is just a god-awful thing to have to put up with. This MSNBC and C-SPAN, CNN spam that you see, GFI has addressed those problems as well as attachment filtering such as PDF, Excel spreadsheets. All this sort of thing is now being addressed very, very nicely in the MailEssentials application. I tell you this stuff because it's a whiz-bang. It is a heck of a value for the money when you start looking at the MailEssentials product. Bayesian filtering technology. GFI has a Bayesian database that at their offices that can update your Bayesian filter. So there's downloads to that. There's a anti-phishing module that GFi constantly can update your MailEssentials installation with known suspected anti-phishing sites. There's a list server, a discussion list, a newsletter server. The Bayesian filtering engine can be tuned through public folders. You can have you can tell GFi can learn that this is bad email and add that to the Bayesian database. It allows users to individually whitelist and blacklist email. There's email header analysis and keyword checking all built into it. As I said, there's third-party DNS blacklists available, support for third-party blacklists and so forth. Automatic whitelist helps cut down on false positives. Cuts down on things like directory harvesting. The sender policy framework looks at the header for things like spoofed email addresses, forged sending addresses. All that is built into the version 14 product as well. I mean, the list of features of this thing just goes on and on and on. You can archive email to access or SQL databases. You can monitor different users' email as well. There's a company-wide disclaimer, footer and header text as well as available. So you can block foreign language spam based on the character set. Auto replies as well. There's a POP3 downloader. That's interesting. A lot of people don't mention that too much, but not everybody really exposes their Exchange server directly to the internet. Rather, they use it to download email from like an ISP or something like that, and then send it out through the system that way. And then finally, there's a new web interface for searching the email, or there's a web interface for searching email through an archive as well. So these are some of the things about MailEssentials that makes it such a popular application. Very, very inexpensive. Very inexpensive. I think we're getting around 99% efficacy with this thing once you get it set up and going. Very simple to install. It's just a few clicks, some minor configuration, and you're in business. And a lot of users like having their spam sent directly to their user's junk mail folder. You can reject it. You can just say reject that email. But initially, when you first set it up, I would direct the email to go to a junk folder just to make sure that the appropriate email is being sent to the junk folder. So that is kind of version 14. So the Razor thing is brand new. The dashboard, the reports, it does work with Exchange Server 2007. It's a fairly inexpensive product to own. As user-friendly as you're going to make something like this, in my opinion. It's software, so you don't have to worry about a physical appliance crapping out on you and having to replace that. If your server running it, dies, just throw it on another one, reinstall it, and off you go. You don't have to wait 24, 48 hours or whatever to get it. It's right there in software, and it works very, very nicely. That's MailEssentials version 14. I think if you need to go ahead and download yourself an evaluation copy, try it for yourself. If you like it, you want to talk about it, just let me know. Send an email to support@frugal, that's FRUGAL, brothers.com.